Hi, Klaudia.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm so excited for this call. I was just like thinking this morning about my whole journey and like reflecting on everything. So I'm really excited to talk about it to you today.
Me too. I'm super excited, even more because we were talking about it before, but you're one of my first students, and it's just such a big moment for me to do this interview with you. So I'm really grateful.
I was telling you as well, it's been just over a year, but like over a year ago my life took complete turn from the day I met you, and it was the moment when I was going for my honeymoon that was planned before the wedding because of our daughter, and it was that time I exactly remember when I was getting so excited saying to my husband, oh my god, I'm gonna start this program, I'm really gonna learn everything. So it is really crazy to reflect on it and look at where I am today.
It's also a form of just celebrating you and seeing the journey and just stepping back and realizing how far you've come, definitely. But if you can give us like more context about just your life and what was happening before you joined and the reason why you started and why you wanted to join.
Sure. When I first met you, I was actually on maternity leave. It was around like 5 or 6 months of maternity leave, and I had not loads of time, but I just spent a lot of time at home, and I was able to do more thinking because I didn't have that distraction from work. And I was observing a lot of people doing UGC as like a side hustle, even when they have small children, and seeing it gave me an idea that maybe that would be something that I could do. But as I told you the story before, I was always very skeptical about my accent was always blocking me from doing something. And I live in UK, I've been living here for years, and like I have no issue with English, but just posting and filming myself and posting it to the internet with my Polish accent, I was very skeptical. And one day I found your profile and I saw you doing UGC and talking about it, and I heard that you have an accent, and I actually could very like see myself in you.
Relate.
Yes, I could relate, and just seeing you doing it so well gave me confidence that my accent is not a problem, because for me, you having accent, I was like, wow, she really stand out, like she's different than everyone else that I see, and it immediately stood out to me. And I was like, my accent is not a problem, like at all. And then when you posted about the program, it was that moment when I was like, I have to get in touch with her, like I just have to do it. And I didn't overthink this, I just sent you a message, and that's when everything started.
Wow, that's amazing. I think it would be really nice now to just share a bit more what happened in the first months when you joined the program, and to just give a bit of context, anything that happened, any like I know your journey is really different because you wanted to become a UGC creator, and then when you started posting, a lot of things started happening, a lot of opportunities opened up to you that were not just UGC. So I think it's super interesting to have your just to have you share what happened for you.
Yes, so um the academy was for me definitely like one of the most important foundations that I've built in my journey, because when I even had the thought of like becoming a creator, you have like so many informations from different sources that like social media are now full of information what you should be doing. Everyone tells you should be doing this, that you need to learn this, you need to have this equipment, you need to have this skill, you need to be, you just don't know where to start, you don't know what the starting point really is. And when I joined the academy and I was doing the program, it was like a structured way to get from I want to do this to I am a creator, and that was like a very structured path for me. So when I completed the program, I felt like I am a creator now because I know answers to all the questions, and I can now just focus on filming videos. And that was probably the biggest thing that I gained from academy, is that foundation that you need to feel like you are a creator. Because if you just try to film a video, you kind of know what you're doing, but in the same time you feel so lost. But having this whole foundation, when you exactly understand the world puts you in completely different position, and it gives you completely different confidence, because you're not just posting videos hoping for the best. You know exactly what comes next, you know exactly what to expect, and you also know why you are doing it. So when you're filming a video, you're not just filming random clips of the product. You know exactly what you want to achieve from like this clip or that clip, and that's exactly what you learn in the academy. You get that structured. So I think one of the biggest factors in my journey was that I had this foundation before I even started posting, because I met you when I didn't even have my profile yet. So I started my profile after I've done the program. So my foundation was very, very strong, and I also think that's what led to all these things happening after. So I remember filming my first videos at home, and my daughter was like playing next to me, and I would be filming those short clips, and sometimes I wouldn't be able to finish, but I would finish later, and there was different lighting, but I was just like, trying and testing, and practicing, yes. So I was filming my content. I very quickly realized that beauty is my way, because I loved it so much, and I was always telling you I loved beauty. And even when I started, my first idea was not even to make money, but I always dreamed of like getting PR. Like it was so incredible to get beauty products. It was like making me so excited, because I would watch people on YouTube and on Instagram for years and years, like working with brands, and like getting products for me was like a really big thing, because I was always spending fortune on them anyway. So like, working with brand would just be incredible. So the first moment, which was very, very soon after I started, because it was maybe, I don't know, like 3 weeks after, or just something like this. It was very, very early. I got paid offered from Charlotte Tilbury. They wanted to use one of my videos and like boost them for ads. And I was walking to the nursery to pick up my daughter, and I saw that notification. It was first like they liked my video, and then I saw the message, and I just could not believe that like my first money I'm gonna make from like posting videos is from Charlotte Tilbury. Like I could not believe it, and it was such a start of my journey that I had like no one to share it with, because no one really knew that I started. But that was like huge.
That's
win.
A dream. Like that's any creator's dream, I'm sorry to say. Like either you, even if you don't like makeup, I think that's like it's a dream, honestly.
It was like a huge pinch me moment. Like I couldn't believe this, but this was like a moment that just made me realize that in this world nothing is impossible. Like you might be a beginner, but like I said, each video you post, you just never know what opportunity it will bring you. So if you have video that you are not sure if you want to put out there, I have to say now, when I watched this video they messaged me about, I'm embarrassed. Like
really,
it's so embarrassing. It was such a low quality, and like it was one of the first beauty videos I have filmed. Now seeing it, I'm like, oh my god. But it didn't matter to them. They liked it. It felt authentic. I filmed the product that I was using for years, because I love this brand, and they could feel the authenticity in this, and they liked it. So you just never know. You just never know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. And if you would overthink it and you wouldn't post it, this wouldn't happen. So it's really proving that you have to post your content. You don't know who's looking, you don't know who's watching. You would never think that Charlotte Tilbury is watching your content.
Never. Exactly.
But they were watching your content, like from the very beginning. This is just crazy.
This was incredible, and it was such a confidence boosting moment for me as well, because I just realized that like everything that I've learned, it's gonna pay off, because this is happening to me like right now. So why it wouldn't happen again if it's happened now? And I'm keep improving. I'm keep getting better. I'm building my brand. Like why it wouldn't happen again? And it did happen again, because very soon after that and it was after also I contacted girls to get better with equipment, when I was keep working on that quality, keep improving my quality. And very soon after that, I got an email from Elf Cosmetics, and that was like that was insane as well. This was also one of my first collaborations. They wanted to use my content, and it was another like dream come true, because if there's any beauty brand like Elf and Charlotte Tilbury, they would be like my top brands. Like it was incredible.
No, honestly, it's crazy. I'm not into makeup so much, but these two brands are like probably the only two brands I know, and even I would be so shocked if they would send me an inbound. And imagine, I've been doing UGC for 3 years, so just the fact that this happened for you in the first weeks is crazy. It's really, really crazy.
So that's also when Elf messaged me, I also was, because I knew I have a lot more Elf videos. They just contacted me about one video, but I knew I have a lot more videos. And this is what I've learned in the academy as well, that a really big thing about being a creator and creating content is knowing how to upsell your service and knowing how to get the most out of collaborations, because sometimes brands, they don't even know they might want from you a lot more than they initially think they want. And sometimes you just have to kind of highlight your benefits and like highlight how valuable you can be to them, and that's how you can upsell. And that was a very valuable skill, because when Elf contacted me, I upselled more videos to them, because I was so scared to do it, because you see email from such a big brand, it is an inbound, and you just don't want to say one wrong word, because you think it's just they're not gonna reply to you, or if you feel too pushy, they might just not want anything from you anymore. And it was so scary, but I had confidence that my videos are really good, and I just thought, if they like this one, maybe they didn't see the rest, but I have them, and like I'll send it to them. So I created like a shared folder, and I pitched to them more videos, and they loved it. They absolutely loved the idea. And even after this first round of like collaboration, few months after, they came back to me for more, and they saw more of my videos. They never followed me, which I was like, why do you not follow me if you love it? But I was like, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it's fine. Like, you don't have to.
They're too big. Like, at this stage, it's just like, they're so big. The fact that, like, I love that you had the confidence to upsell Elf. Like, sorry, you upselled Elf Cosmetics. Like, what?
it was amazing. And I think like those collaborations and those things came from, I think, very strong foundation and from confidence. I think those were like two biggest factors that just kind of got me those collaborations and everything else that was happening in my journey.
Wow, that's crazy. Honestly, like that's it's hard to continue sharing wins when you start with that. Honestly, like, one thing that I wanna ask you is if something clicked when you joined the program, if something that maybe you learned, or something that clicked that you were like, oh wow, I didn't know I should do this, or I should do it that way, or something that maybe comes to your mind.
Yes, so I think a lot of things clicked, a lot of things. So I think one of the first ones that was really big one, and I think it's essential, is that you need to learn how to overcome objections. And I think that comes in a lot of businesses, but UGC is definitely like one of those industries when you will always get rejection. There's no way. It's just statistics, and it's never just gonna be success. I got a lot of rejections in my journey, and you just have to understand from the start that you're gonna have to learn how to overcome those objections. And I think the academy prepares you for it really, really well, because in academy you share a lot of templates, a lot of like example conversations with brands, what you can expect. So if you know this, objections won't hurt you because you know exactly that you can expect either this response or this response, and you made sure that we understand it before going and like having those conversations with brands. I think those conversations can be very intimidating because you might talk to a smaller brand, but it might be Elf Cosmetics. Like, you don't know what brand you're gonna talk to. And I think and I think having the knowledge, and from someone who's already so experienced in the industry, you learn how to understand what brands think and you know how to respond. And even if you get a rejection, you also learn what reasons they might have that they rejected you, and you can also calculate if you maybe reach out to them again in the future or not. You learn how to read brand, and if you're prepared for it, the objections won't hurt you. Because I think the worst thing is when people are really good at creating content, they are very motivated, they have really good drive to do it, and they have passion, like they want to do it, but the objections really they feel personal. And I think that's what's really blocking your progress, because when you get a rejection, you just have to immediately move on because it doesn't mean anything at all. And I think that's what the academy really prepares you for. You know exactly how to handle it.
That's so good. That's so good that you're sharing that, because it's definitely one of my missions to normalize rejection, because it's like it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. It happens to me after 3 years doing it. After working with huge brands, I get rejected every single day. So I think it's just about setting expectations the right way, being transparent with all my students, and just normalizing that, yeah, you're gonna get rejected and it's gonna keep happening over and over again. And the sooner you accept it, the easier it's gonna be and the better results you're gonna get as well. So that's amazing. That's really, really nice that we talked about that, because it's a really big topic. Now I just wanna ask you, because we talked a bit about the beginning of your journey. I think it would be really nice to talk about now, 1 year later, what's going on in your life now. What kind of opportunities do you have now? Because I think it would be also nice to talk about the fact that you started focused on UGC, but now you're having other opportunities that open up to you. I think it would be super nice to hear more what's going on now in your journey.
Yes, so my journey had a lot of ups and downs, because I think in my whole journey, a really big thing for me was to really understand what's my why and what's the reason why I'm doing it. And I think when your life is full of things and you're just very busy and it's hard to find time for anything, you really have to learn how to prioritize. And then you ask yourself a question, why am I doing it? And then you kind of analyze if it's worth the effort or not. And in my whole journey, I was always reminding myself to ask this question. And every time when I asked myself this question, my biggest goal, my biggest purpose was my family, and to do that, to have more freedom, more flexibility, more time with my daughter as she's growing older. And whatever downs I would have, I would always have that why, and it would be pushing me to keep going. I knew I'm never giving up, because my why is too big to kind of to give up. And so I was keep going. And whenever I would feel kind of down or things wouldn't go as I wish, because yes, I have an elf collaboration, but then I could have few weeks of getting rejections only, or not have any inbounds, any collaborations. I wouldn't be making any money. And that's very discouraging, because you keep filming, keep posting. So I really focused on like building my personal brand, and it was like a really big thing for me. Also because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted everything to make sense on my profile. So I was really focusing on building personal brand, and I was doing a lot of research, a lot of reading. I would analyze different accounts to really try to understand how people build very strong personal brand. And you're also a huge example for that, because your personal brand is so unique and so consistent and just beautiful. So I would analyze all this and try to apply it to me. And in all that, I would still be filming videos, but I was really focused on like finding what truly gives me happiness. And I realized that I have to do things that are aligned with me and that feels fun to me. That if I'm gonna put on myself pressure that I have to do one specific thing, it's never gonna work. So I wanted to just make it as flexible and adjust it to my life as possible. And currently I'm just kind of agreeing on partnerships that are really cool for me, that makes me really excited, and just partnerships that gives me excitement. I'm not putting pressure of like earning as much money as possible on myself anymore, because I know that's just gonna lead me to burnout, and I'm really in all this process trying to find that happiness and focus on that things. And it's crazy, because when you do that and when you truly feel happy about what you're doing, and you really because it's so tempting to say yes to everything. I think when you get offers, or you see different brands, or you see brands advertising, or we're looking for creators, it's so tempting to just go and accept every opportunity because you think, oh, I have to make more money. But when I realize, no, I don't have to make more money, I need to feel happy, I need to be proud of what I'm doing, you suddenly get more and more opportunities that you wouldn't even imagine. Those things just suddenly,
that's true,
I don't know, you're just kind of aligned with universe, and those things start to come your way. And I know sometimes those
100%.
motivational talks sometimes might be discouraging, because when you have lower moment, it just feels like, no, I can't think positive. But I think if you always ask yourself that question, why I'm doing it and what's my real purpose, that's kind of your direction. If you follow that direction, that's literally all it takes. So I'm just now
100%.
focusing on those things that I love. And recently we were just having an idea to go on like a nice holiday. We usually book Airbnbs and we move around and we explore, but we really wanted to go to like one place where we're just gonna sit in a really nice hotel, having a really nice environment and just relax as a family. And as I was thinking about it, I thought, why would I not message some hotels about content and like my ideas? And zero experience in like filming properties, nothing in my portfolio about filming like space or hotels or anything like that, but I have 100% confidence in my skills, and I thought I could film nice content for the hotel, like why not? And I sent an email to probably 10 or like 15 hotels, the best ones that I found. Like I didn't try to find like medium standard hotels, because I was like, the best hotels will have a budget, like that's what I'm going for.
Sure.
And out of all these emails that I sent, there was a lot of rejection, of course. A lot of them didn't respond to me, but 3 of them responded, and 2 offered me collaboration. 1 was paid, 1 was unpaid, but still gifted stay. We're talking like 5-star hotels in Greece, which is
paid.
Insane.
No, like, sorry, but paid without having a travel portfolio, without having any travel content.
Nothing. Like, no, I was like, when I saw it, I was like, what's going on? But I think it just really proves that, like, if you're confident in what you're doing, if you know your value, if you keep learning how to improve your quality, you just know you can do it. And I think if you know, the brand can feel this energy. If you believe in yourself, then that's the only thing that's important.
For sure. It is about confidence, but you're also really good with pitching, for sure. The fact that you got 2 collaborations opportunities without having any travel content shows how good you're with pitching, for sure, and how confident you are. Yeah, but that's insane. Like, honestly, I remember when you said that in the group call a few days ago, I was like, I think my brain stopped functioning. Like, it stopped working, and I was like, what? Okay, that's insane.
It is a really big achievement for me, and it's something that just really shows me that really trusting yourself, listening to that voice inside you, but also sometimes taking a step back, because I think some people could say, oh, like, if you've had those collabs with big brands, why were you just not keep doing makeup? Why didn't you stick just to that path? And honestly, when I was doing makeup, I had the highest reach and it was going really well. But I felt like I wanted to do more. Like, I felt like rather than just filming videos with makeup products, I I still have my voice that I want to put out there, and I want to talk about different things, and I want to share my experience with people. And also all that things led to the fact that I am now also building my business, and all this experience and all this knowledge that I gained from everything from the start of my journey made me understand a lot about myself, and also made me overcome objections so well that now I'm like not scared to do anything, to reach out to anyone, to ask questions, and it was the most important in this whole process.
That's so beautiful, and it really shows that the skills you acquire with UGC can be transferred to any other business. It's giving you the confidence to nowadays start your own business that is different from UGC, and it's just sometimes we start UGC thinking that it's going to be our end destination, when in fact it's a stepping stone to something even bigger. And sometimes just the fact that we start posting online is opening opportunities that we could never even imagine. And that's really what happened with you. So I love that, because it's a different journey, but it's super inspiring.
Also, one more thing that I think it's extremely important and that helped my whole journey was having people around me who were really there when I had those down moments, because I think we all have those down moments. And one of the biggest values, on top of all the knowledge and all the foundation that I gained from the community, is meeting friends that I am really close with, and I hope they will be listening to it and knowing that it's about them, because you and other people that I met through the academy, you got me through my hardest moments when I wanted to give up. And I think having that is essential, because a lot of people, when they start their journey, they don't even tell family or friends. It's their like small project. They want to see where it's going. And having people around you who know exactly what you're going through because they felt it, it's something that just gonna gives you wings, and like it's gonna push you through those hardest moments. And that's something absolutely essential in the journey as well.
Giving me goosebumps, and I am feeling emotional, because that's really what I wanted when I created this program. Apart from all the knowledge and the support you get, is to create a community that would work on its own without me, where everyone is so supportive and uplifting. And for me, this is the biggest present, to see my students interacting and helping each other. This is bigger than me, and that's really the vision that I had when I started. So I'm really grateful.
It makes a huge difference, but you did it so well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to ask you one last question, because you already shared so much, and it was, wow, so amazing. So much value and amazing insights. The last question that I would like to ask you is for all the women that are listening to this right now, and they're at the stage you were a year ago. They want to start UGC. They have this calling that they want more from life, but they're feeling scared, or they're having blockages like you had at the beginning. They know that they want to join the program, but they're doubting. What would you tell them?
Thinking about myself like over a year ago, when I was in that position, and I didn't know where to start. I didn't know maybe if it's a right space for me or not. I think the biggest thing about people is that they're not really scared of starting something new, but they are scared of failing. And I think that's the biggest objection that people have with anything new. And one thing to understand is that the more failures you experience, the closer you are to your goal. That's the huge thing. And if you are just sitting at home doing the same things, you're in your like comfort zone, you're nowhere closer to your goal, because you don't experience any failures. I think by the count of failures, you can really estimate how close you are to your goal. I think whoever started something, they know you have to fail. And if you look at failure as a step closer to your goal, you want to feel failures, because you know you keep moving if you feel them. And the thing about the academy is that it's gonna be like your friend holding your hand along this journey. And I think going through those failures, having someone right next to you, is so much more uplifting and so much more manageable than if you're doing it yourself.
It was absolutely amazing. You gave us incredible insights, incredible value. I'm really, really grateful for your time. I'm sure that everyone that watched definitely got a lot of inspiration from you, and yeah, it's so good that you shared your journey.
It was
with us
such a
today.
pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.